Hello everyone, welcome to the Cybotians. So in this lecture we are going to connect our IR sensor to ESP8266 or Nodemcu, and then we will send the data from the IR sensor to the Firebase database. So let's get started. So open up your Arduino IDE and write down the code that or copy paste the code that I have already provided you in the description box or resource file. Next, you will find in the code I have used two libraries for that. That is ESP8266 Wi-Fi.h, what we have already used so far, and the second one is Firebase ESP8266.h library. And in order to get this library, you need to search Firebase ESP8266 in Manage Libraries, Firebase ESP8266 library. Here you will find Firebase ESP8266 client. Here you will find an install button, but as I have already installed this library, I am getting the update button, but I am not updating right now. Okay, so you need to install this library from here and close the library manager and restart your Arduino IDE. Okay, after you restarted your Arduino IDE, then paste the code that I have already given to you in a text file. Now you need two things, that is Firebase hosting uh, link and Firebase authentication. To get these two things, you need to go to your Firebase account. I have already told you how to create an account and a project in Firebase database. Okay, just go to the settings and under settings section you will find users and permissions. Here you need to go to the service setting account. Here you will find database secrets, and I am not showing it to you because this secret is valuable to access your database from anywhere. So just press the show button and you will be prompted up as a copy button also while you press the show button. Okay, then copy this database key and paste it here in the Firebase authentication string. Okay, and then go to your database. I have already told you to save the database link in my previous lecture, where I have told you to create a project in Firebase database. Okay, so just copy this link again and paste it here. But remember one thing, you need to paste your link without HTTPS and the forward slash in the end. Okay, so you need to remove those two things. This forward slash should be removed and this HTTP should be removed. Okay, then you need to create a child here, that is value, and give it some value to it. Okay, remember one thing, the child can be accessible through your link by Arduino IDE or Nodemcu. Okay, so this is the Firebase authentication and hosting part, and remember this child, that is value. Okay, because we are going to access this value through Nodemcu. Then when you will look up your code, you will find Firebase data. This is an object that I have called. Okay, and in this is the input pin for our IR sensor, that is input pin number 13, or you will find this input pin as D7 in Nodemcu. Okay, but as purpose of the GPIO pin, it will called as 13. Okay, so you need to mention 13, not D7. Okay, then we have declared a variable that we have already done that in the Arduino or IR section part. The code is remaining same, but we are just adding some other things also. Okay, here we have begin our code serial setup with 115200 baud rate. You think you need to remember this, that ESP8266 or Nodemcu is working in the baud rate of 115200. Okay, then we are beginning the Wi-Fi with my SSID and password. You need to set up your SSID and password respectively in the function of the begin. Okay, then we are printing the connecting Wi-Fi status and just waiting for the connection of the Wi-Fi until stabilized. Okay, if Wi-Fi connection is not stabilized, then while loop is considering as continuing part, and then if connection has been stabilized between Nodemcu and your Wi-Fi network, then it will print connected with IP with your local IP address. Okay, then I have mentioned the pin mode of the LED built-in pin as output and pin mode of the input pin as input. Remember this input pin is for your IR sensor data. Okay, and you need to begin your Firebase database with your Firebase hosting link and Firebase authentication key, that is your database secret key. Okay, then you need to mention the reconnecting ability as true so that Firebase can reconnect every time, and you need to set a read timeout to the Firebase data. I have already set it into 60 seconds times. Okay, so it will get read the database in every 60 seconds. You need to remember this. 1000 is equal to 1 second. 1000 is represented as 1 millisecond. So 1000 millisecond equals to 1 second. Okay, in the loop we are getting the IR sensor data through in the val variable, and if the val variable status is high, then we are sending our data to the Firebase as 1. Remember this path. This is your child path. I have already told you to remember the child name, that is your value. Let me show you. This is value. So this value can be accessible here, or remember this slash, it is required to get access the path. Okay, and this is your Firebase data object, and we are passing the integer 1. Okay, you can pass a string also by putting this like here. Okay, but you need to mention here set push string instead of set int. Okay, there are certain functions available in the Firebase library. Okay, then I am printing past reading, that is the reading status that our data has been sent to the Firebase. Okay, in the serial monitor, and then I have provided the delay, and then if there is no reading from the IR sensor, then it will set to 0 in Firebase database under the value child. Okay, so this is the entire code that I am talking about. Okay, now let's see the demonstration. So I am connecting my ESP8266 to my computer. So this is the ESP8266 and this is IR sensor, and I have connected this the out pin out of the IR sensor to the D7 pin, that is your GPIO 13. Okay, and the VCC, I have connected the VCC to the 3.3 volt pin and to the 3.3 volt pin, and I have connected the ground to the ground pin. Okay, so uh, this is the pin diagram. You can see in the above I am displaying this. Okay, now let's connect the Nodemcu. Okay, so I have connected my Nodemcu to my laptop. Okay, make sure that you have connected in the same port. Okay, so make sure the port is correct. Okay, now upload the code. Okay, so now open the serial monitor, and you can see that okay, so connection is stabilized successfully, but there is no reading, so the value is set to 0 still. Okay, now let's see what happened if I move my hand to the IR sensor. So you can see the in the serial monitor we can see the past reading is being printed, and in the Firebase database you can see value 1 is being generated. Okay, if I remove my hand, then you can see again 0. Okay, that means there is no reading. Again I am removing my hand towards the IR sensor and it is 0 to 1. Okay, now again I am removing my hand and the status is become 0. Okay, so this is the one end part where we are sending the data to the Firebase database, and we can access the data from the Firebase database by using get method. Okay, so we can do the simultaneously in the both part, to get the data and fetch to push the data. Okay, and from the Firebase we can access the data from anywhere. Like we can make our Android app, we can make our website also. So that's up to you that how you can use this data. Okay, in our Firebase, in our home automation project and in our wireless display project, we are going to use the same concept. So please watch this video and practice this method. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked this, and please watch my next video where I will told you about the ultrasonic sensor and how we can fetch our data and send our data of the ultrasonic sensor to a Firebase database. Thank you so much.